call tester. Those are the three things. And that is what I just have. If anything break down, I remember my generator. I remember one day my generator broke down in school, and I called one of my lodge mate. I said, "Please come help me." He said, "Do you have spanner? No. Do you have this? No." He said, he said, "What do you have?" I was just laughing. That is because one, it's not my area of specialization. As a woman, I'm not mechanical. There are some women that are very mechanical. For me, I'm not mechanical. I'm very domesticated. So if it's in the kitchen or stuff, just like I will go to a man's house and said, "Oh, where what do you have in your kitchen?" The kitchen is barren. That's how it is for the some of women that are domesticated. But what am I driving at is getting the right tool sets. If you have the right tool set, the right set of tools, it makes the job a lot easier. And in today's day and age, what skill set are you acquiring? What is that skill set you think you already have? There is what they call fundamentals. And when you go to school, you get the basic knowledge, right? But as you progress in your journey of life, for those who have not, he's coming across my video for the first time, I've done a live show, and that's why I love going live on YouTube, because you can always go to my live section. When you go to my YouTube section, you go to the live and you see all the lives and what I've done there. There are shorts for you and there are long ones. You can always catch up, right? I've talked about life is a journey. So as you go through the journey of life, you begin to acquire things. You begin to ask yourself, what skill do I need? As a migrant, I moved from my home country to here. I discovered that there were some skills I had in my home country which were not needed here. I couldn't use it. Why? For instance, I know how to bake Nigerian kind of pastries, but I live in an environment that is very white British. They don't eat my pastry, they don't eat the kind of pastry I know how to bake. Secondly, I know how to braid hair, like you see this one I'm carrying. But I live, like I said, I live among people with Caucasian hair. So that skill I had is not needed in my new environment. And that really mesmerized me. And it took me a long time to begin to discover that although I'm with some skills, but I'm not with the right skill. So that's just like somebody having hoe, having cutlass, and no field to work with it. So in this day and age, there's what we call soft skills. There's what we call online skills you can acquire. And why you need that is because it's remote. Ever since COVID-19, a lot of people begin to plunge into that their skills and begin to monetize it and begin to know that, oh, with these skills, because lot of from I use myself as an example, a lot of us migrated from the West African country to the United Kingdom, and we discovered that we needed more skills, we needed soft skills, we needed, some call it soft skills and all that. All right, so I discovered that what skill can I get? And that's why a lot of people went into content creation, started doing content creation, because content creation is a skill, is a soft skill you can have. And another soft skill you can have in this day and age is the AI tools. Do you know that with the AI tools, you can just be doing faceless content? With AI tools, you can just use it to generate images. With AI tools, I remember when I did my birthday this year, I didn't have to go to a photographer, because with AI tools, I could just create. I just uploaded a picture. I could just study the AI tool and say, create me this. And when I posted it, it was lit. A lot of people used it. I was like, wow, that. So when I heard my elder sister said, "Oh, I'm going to shoot my daughter's 16th birthday photo," this thing, and one of my friends, she said, "Oh, no, no, I beckon on my sister to do my photo shoot before she leaves." And I was like, in this day and age, do people still go to studio, do makeup and everything for photo shoot? Whereas with AI, you just snap your bland face and tell it to design you in the attire you want. Oh my God, how interesting is that? I've always loved to be, I'm of course, call me a motivational speaker. I don't know, but I like to give my words of encouragement. So I like to speak, but sometimes I'm too shy to stand before the people. And so with AI creation tools, I said to the AI, I said, create me in the multitude of people speaking. And he did it. I was like, wow, oh my God. I know somebody will be like, oh, that is a 3D word, but call it what it is. But there's this joy that comes from creating. When you can create something, you can just sit at the comfort your zone of your zone to say it, to give it the instruction you want, give it the outcome you want, your goal. Tell it, be precise. Sometimes you can be precise. Sometimes, even if you don't know, you can tell it to give you an idea. You could sit in the comfort of your zone feeling sad. You could hear. I heard of something yesterday called school. There's this new thing I've been seeing popping up on my Facebook called school. And I was like, what is this thing all about? So I went to my friend ChatGPT, which is the popular one. I said, what is this school? Educate me on it. And before you know it, there was a rundown. And I said, oh, that's true. I bought couple of courses on school. I've been learning, but I never knew that you could even go there and discover there were many other creators, coaches, and things there. I never knew you could even create your own academy there. I never knew you could even join multiple ones. And many things ChatGPT showed me in short instant. How cool is that? Gone are the days as students, we will go to the library and spend nearly how many months trying to research something, for except for those who are truly passionate about it, will go through the rigor too, because you first of all start looking for the title of the book, start researching where it is, and when you get it you have to write it down and all that, but now with AI, now with search engines, now with content creation, like as I am doing, I can record this message and post it out there. I can, let's see. Oh, this is to share my screen. I don't want to share my screen now. No, 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 no. No, I don't want to share my screen. Cancel. So with AI, because I noticed from my phone, I could just upload. So with AI, with there are a lot of skills you need to acquire. So you don't have any excuse not to learn. A lot of people are online, just scrolling about, not knowing what to do, looking confused or looking for gossip. A lot of the young people, even if you are in school, I said to my niece and nephew, I said, do you know that course you are studying in school, most of them, they are not relevant in the society, but you have to make it relevant. And if you want to make it relevant, you have to add further skills to it. You have to learn more things to it. The other one, I was she didn't know I'm pissed up with her. After telling her, don't go, she insisted she was going to go because her peers are there, And then she went and came out and said she wants to go back to what she learned. So the one you've spent 2 years acquiring with paid money, are you just going to let that slide? Yeah, that's it. I was like, oh my God. Imagine, imagine putting 2 years each day, 1 hour in 2 years' time, learning a skill yourself, and you don't use it. Just imagine. So now what do you do? There are many people online, and my nephew said, I'm learning AI on Grok. I said, are you learning it with an academy? He said, no, I'm doing self-education. I said, I've done it, I've seen it, I've done it. I'm older than you, and I'm telling you that discipline can get you to an extent, but you need accountability. You need somebody to account to you. You need somebody to hold you accountable for it. Because when you know that someone is going to hold you accountable, you are going to commit to it. So as you are going to say, oh, I'm going to learn this, I'm going to learn that, say it out to somebody. Tell somebody that is older than you. Say it to people around you so that they will hold you accountable. If you're going to go live, let's say you're going to go live on the weekend. Do a video and say, guys, I'm gonna go live on the weekend. Do the video Monday, do it on Tuesday, do it on Wednesday. Do you know what that does to you? It makes you, it holds you accountable, because there are people that have noted that. And when the weekend come and you didn't go live, they will meet you, or they will come to your comment section and said, you said you were going to go live. How come I didn't see you? I was so you see, so you see, that is how you can keep yourself accountable. Or you get a mentor, or you get a coach. I don't know if that makes sense. So, because if not, you will easily fall back. You will say, oh, no one took notes, or maybe no, somebody didn't know. I did that last week. I said I was going to go live. I was so excited. Even up to now, I've not really talked on what I want to go live, because I am so overwhelmed with what I learned over the weekend, and it has really, really, really impacted my life. Tony Robbins, yeah, is a coach, well-known coach. I just got to know about him, and all my speech now, I cannot say one sentence without mentioning his name. He will say he didn't do it, but he kind of facilitated it. Yes, that's correct. And these are some things that have been in my head, but I don't know how it works. But when you get a coach to tell you some of the modules or the templates to use and all that, you'll be so excited. And so that's why I am doing what I'm doing. There's time to learn and there's time to give back. And he said the secret to living is giving. So I've learned a lot, and it pisses me off to see a lot of people just strolling, just living life, looking for gossip. They are not adding, they are not teaching. I said to my friend, she knows how to braid. She has been braiding for over 10 years. I said to her, why are you not teaching people how to braid? She said, I don't have the time. It makes my work slow. I don't have money for tripod. She said, oh my, I said, all these things you are doing is excuses. Because there's, when I got here, I didn't know how to braid. But when I got here, I discovered that I have to learn how to braid, because sometimes, aside the money issues, sometimes it's far where I was living. It's difficult to get to the nearest town to get a braider. So sometimes I'm like, oh, I want to do like a simple cornrow. So I started learning it myself. So I told her that. So I went on YouTube and go and search braiders for a beginner, how to do this for this, how to get comforting. So I told her that you may sit in your region where you are and think that nobody need that knowledge you have. But it's not true. A lot of people need knowledge, and a lot of people are in different phases of their life. There are some people that say, oh, you know what, I'm too old for this. I've got the knowledge, but I don't know how to use an AI tool. If I can get somebody to manage my account, if I can get somebody to put everything together for me. So that's why I said to my I always use my niece and nephew, because I'm always pulling them, dragging them, shaking them. I told them that you can be in the comfort of where you are. Location is not a disadvantage. In sometimes, sometimes it can be, sometimes you have to make it work. I said, do you know that the sweetest part is when you could even earn in dollars and spend in naira? That's the sweetest part. And I said, do you know that you can sit in the comfort of your house? I know a lot of people, they don't go writing CV up and down. All you need do is, auntie, brother, I can help you manage your account. I can help you keep your account reading to earn you money from the social media. There are people that their social media is monetized, but they don't have that time to keep up posting or doing things. You could help them do editing, small small editing. You could help them do things, and you can get 10 clients. You are running their account, and you take it as a full-time job with your right tool set. With the right tool set, you can multitask, you can make the job faster. I told you how I was using hand potato masher to do butternut squash soup. It didn't come out fine. But as soon as I went to get a hand blender and I used the hand blender, it was smooth. It came out fast. It took me half the time. I didn't use the whole time. Instead of you going to use spending 10 days, 50 days, 1 year writing that book, do you know that with the right tool set, you can produce a book in 2 to 3 days time? And you could, even the sweetest parties, you could sell it as a digital product. That, how interesting is that? How fun is that? Just as I am doing now, I'm empowering you with knowledge. Whether somebody comes in, someone will say, "Oh, there's no one came." I'm not. Sometimes I feel bad that no one is watching live, but that doesn't mean somebody will not watch it. If they don't watch it now, they will. And I keep sharing this story. This is my story and why I got to do what I do. I'm on the media space. My family said to me that, "Oh, you are putting yourself out there. You shouldn't be putting yourself out there." Some people said, "Oh, they could even take your photo, your picture, and go and do for we Africans and go and do juju." You know, but I looked at it depending on life is how you see things and the story you tell yourself. So for me, I'm looking at it that I want to impact knowledge. I want to share my experience so that somebody else don't make that same mistake. I'm happy to give my 2 pounds worth of knowledge. And how can I do this? There are a lot of things. I have books here. There are a lot of things. Still have my journal. There are a lot of things I write in my journal. I've always wanted to write a book. One of the goal I told myself in my 30 things I've learned in my 30. I wanted to publish that book, but 30 years came and gone. I didn't publish that book. And that's how that one went. And I said, "Oh, with this technology, do you know you could just open your camera and just say that thing that you said and put it out there?" I get a lot of feedback. Somebody will say, "Oh, thank you, I didn't know I could use that. Oh, I don't know I could do this. Oh, thank you, you've given me a new recipe. Oh, thank you, you've showed me how to do something. Oh, thank you." The other day I posted, I said, "Oh, do you know I was down with flu and I didn't take any of this thing. This is what I..." Someone said, "Oh, I never knew you could use that. Oh, thank you." People keep when they say that, even if it's one person that come, "You are happy." I was like, "Wow, really? You are happy?" And I said to myself, "You know what? You have to do more. You see these things you are doing, you have to do more. You have to rise. You have to elevate. You have to learn. You have to earn. You have to be successful because of the people you are going to impact." And you may not know them. Sometimes I say of Tony Robbins. Imagine he had not made the decision to learn something, to impact something. Imagine learn what he learned or acquire what he has acquired, all the knowledge along the way. He said when he needed $12 to go for the course from the coach he learned from. Imagine he has taken it and said, "Oh no, don't worry, it's not needed." Imagine the millions of people that would have suffered. So sometimes I say to myself, you know what? I'm going to strive. I'm going to keep elevating myself. I'm going to keep upgrading myself. I'm going to keep upscaling myself. I'm going to keep doing my content, putting my content out there. Whether I'm here or I'm not here, it's my own way of leaving my legacies back. Somehow, one day, somebody will come across my video. There's a lady that's messaged me and said, "Oh, I came across your video. I don't know you from any." I was like, "Who is this lady that speaks?" She's beautiful and she's making sense. And I was like, "Wow, I never knew I was making sense." I never knew I was making sense. For me, I just feel like airing out what is in my head, or the thoughts that was in my head at that moment. Just like this one came, I never planned it. I just said, "Oh, let me see, I could go live here." And my intention is to go start going live on my TikTok. And I was like, "Oh, I could do two in one." And then I remember that with YouTube you could log in on phone. I was like, "Oh, how brilliant is that?" So, if you are coming across this video, ask yourself, in this time and age, what do you have available to you? What is it that is at your disposal? Do you have smartphone at your disposal? Have you got electricity at your disposal? Have you got the presence of daylight at your disposal? Have you got internet at your disposal? What have you got time? Because sometimes a lot of people have time. They now say they don't have money. And when you now have money, you don't have time. So you have to ask yourself, what have I got at my disposal and how best can I use it? What have I got at my disposal and how best can I use it? Imagine you have a tool. Some tools can be versatile. We are back to tools. We are talking about tool set, right? So sometimes you can have two-in-one equipment. You can have, let's say, for instance, let's say this my phone is a tool, right? I can use it to make call. I can use it to record myself. I can use it to email, I can use it to do many things, right? Whereas there are some tools that, like this cup, I just only use it to put hot or cold drink. I may not use it to do, I can't use it to put food, I cannot use it to grind anything, I can't use it to do. So so sometimes you ask yourself, depending on what stage of life you are, there are many phases of life, there are many stages to life. They have the spring stage, we've got, which is 0 to 21, according to what I learned from Tony Robbins. And he said we've got the testing stage, which is 22 to 42, that stage of life is testing you, and he linked it to seasons of life. He said he called it as the summer season. He said this 0 to 21 is the spring season, and during the spring, anything, things grow, flowers, anything, things blossom. So are you in that age bracket? Are you in 0 to 21? Are you 18? Are you 16? Are you 17? You've got time. You have little to nothing you are worrying about. So you've got time. What are you doing with your time? What skill set are you accumulating? What skill set are you learning? Is it a remote one? Is it the one that enables you to work from anywhere? Is it a versatile tool set? And like I always said, AI is the future. Online digital product, monetize your knowledge. So depending on where you are, so you at spring stage of your life, you may not have lived so much to get so much knowledge. So you need to acquire your tool set, be learning it, be taking in. It's your learning stage. It's your learning stage. So be learning. At 18, I'll see somebody at 18 say, "Ah, I'm looking for money. I'm looking for money. I want to earn money." What for? iPhone. If you even say, okay, I'm looking for money to set up my studio. Uh-huh. At least it makes sense. Someone will say, oh, yeah, that's good. Because I want to set up a YouTube studio. It makes sense. But just say you're looking for money, you just to carry the latest phone, just to go party, just to go drink and all. It doesn't make sense, at that age. So if you're in 22 to 42, you are in the testing time of your life. That he said that is the most stressful part of life. And he linked it to the hot summer. And that is the age I am. As soon as he said it, I was like, God. So I'm not the only one who is stressed. I was just feeling frustrated. He said, because at that stage of your life, you've said to yourself that, oh, I'm in this, I'm certain age. Someone like me, I'll say, I don't have a baby. If they told me that I can be 32, I don't have a child, I don't have a home of my own, I don't have the marriage I've desired, I don't have this, I don't have that. Oh my God, that was really freaking me out. It was really stressing me. I just, when my schoolmate called me and said, "Oh, Gloria, let's add you to the group. We are doing so." I said, "No, don't add me because I will be seeing everybody, seeing different of my classmates. We were both this same. This one is working with two children. This one is working with their three children. This one is carrying the third pregnancy. Oh, no, 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 no. It just pains me and all that." I said, "Oh," I was feeling frustrated. And then that was the state of mind I was. And that were some of the stories I was telling myself. Indeed, it's testing. And then when I changed the state of mind, what is the new story I'm telling myself now? Gloria, you have to learn new skills. He made one interesting quote. He said, if I'm talking of Tony Robbins, he said, "E- disappointment is a secret to success." And he said, say to yourself that if that thing you've decided to do not work, it doesn't mean you're a failure. It only means you have learned something. And he said, each time your momentum, your energy is high, commit to doing something. Make commitment into it. Because if you don't make commitments, as soon as you leave that high momentum, the issues of life will just come and you just say, "Oh, I don't need it again," or you won't do it. So I said to myself, I don't like marketing. I do not like marketing. But as I'm here, OG Speaks is a brand. this is me marketing myself. This is me telling you about my knowledge. This is, and some people will come and say, oh, they are subscribing because they must have seen one or two of my videos that make sense, and they've subscribed so that they can keep getting notification. And that is the reason why I do what I do. Sometimes I get overwhelmed by, that's the honest truth. Sometimes I get overwhelmed by the situation of life. I go into a hiding state. And he gave us the hero's journey. I think I will have to share it with my audience. So let me see how I can break this thing. This is saying manage. Hold on a minute, guys. Let me see, because on my phone I could just break and short. I like that short. There's something I could click and it just upload. The same pop out dashboard. No. This one say share your screen. This one say mute. This one say share. Okay, let's share to Facebook. Sharing my link to Facebook. Oh, user opted out on platform. Why? See, this action attempted is disallowed. Well, I thought I could. Oh, my WhatsApp is not here. Well, so let me try and share this live stream so that more people can see it and join. So, yeah. So, yeah. I'm sharing it. I thought there was a way I could end it, but I'm sharing it. So, guys, he talked about, I said, so sometimes I take myself like a child in the hiding. I'll just go and hide. I just feel like I'm not happy. Everyone is happy. Everyone thinks I'm happy. Everyone thinks I'm fulfilled from the outside world, but internally, I am not happy. I just go and hide. But the other day, I was like, it seems I'll stop creating content because of some words. And it's not actually what people say. He said we have two words. We have, as in, sometimes I don't know of Tony Robbins. This is my first time of going to his event. If I had know about it or have attended, I was okay. I know what to expect. But so I didn't know what to expect. I've never listened to any of his words. I only saw his advertisement on YouTube keep popping out in ads, and I was like, "Who is this person that we want to do 3 day seminar free?" Hey, I was like, "It's too real to be true." Hmm. So I enrolled. Is it not to put email? I enrolled, and in my head, I was like, what do I stand to lose? Nothing. And so, guys, that was how I went. He said we have two words. Word, like internal and the external world. You cannot control what happened in the external world. If there's an inflation, if the government want to increase tax, you cannot control that. The only thing you have control over is what goes internally. And because in my internal world, have been feeling like, oh, my views are not going high, my content is not getting engagement, people are not liking it, people are not sharing it. But the question is, how much value are you bringing? Is your content valuable enough? Is it solving solution? Is it how is it impacting people's life? Ah, the minute I started thinking like that, I was like, I have a reason to do more, learn more, be more, and bring value to the table. Everyone seeks value. And I was like, oh, how do I do this? Everyone wants value. You have to bring value to the table, and you have to know to who, to whom. You are not sent to everybody. For me, my target audience is those in the Gen Z, the younger ones, so that when you get, by the time you are 30, 35, you are smiling because you find out that what you have planted is germinating. When I see a lot of young people saying, oh, I want to come to England, I want to be in England like you, I said, if you're coming to England on holidays to look around for tourism, it's beautiful. I love it. I love it when young people, but say you are coming to England because you think that that's only where your success lies. I'm sorry to say, but you have been brainwashed. And the other day, I haven't done live on this. I only tweeted it on my status saying there's a difference between empowerment and brainwashing. But how can you tell if you don't know what it is? How can you know when you are being brainwashed and when you are being empowered? You can tell you are empowered by the time you are giving something to go home with, a takeaway, something to chew, something that add value to yourself, something that makes you restless, something that makes you hunger, something that makes you want to do more and be more. You are empowered. But you are brainwashed when you know that you have for instance, let's say you have an injury and somebody tell you, oh, don't worry, don't do anything, it's gonna be fine, it's gonna be all right. For where I'm from, Nigeria, our favorite quote is that, oh, God will help us. So you will tell somebody that, oh, someone will call you and say, this is my challenge, this, and you give them one or two tips to begin with. They'll tell you, oh, oh, not only God will help us. So let me speak it in pidgin. They'll say, only God go help us. So for this Nigeria world, then only God go help us. You see somebody telling you that, oh, my place of job, my earning cannot cater for my survival or my bills again. And then you tell them that, oh, do you know that if you start content creation, they'll tell you, is it not that content creation they are doing? They are not getting money. Oh. No, this, they'll be giving you excuses. They just want you to keep giving them fish. No, they're not willing to learn how to fish. Those kind of person, just leave them, avoid them. So back to what I was saying. So how do you know you are being brainwashed? Is when they're telling you to ignore the red lights. Someone is now telling you, oh, it's going to happen. How is it going to happen? Which Messiah is coming to save you? If you don't make that decision, if you don't save yourself, if you don't get up. I remember the time I was in school, I was so ill. I lay down there. I called my mother in Lagos. For those who are familiar in Nigeria, I was in Kogi State, in the north central of the country, and I was calling my mother in the west that I'm sick. What do I want her to do? She said, okay, get up now. Go to the hospital. Let them diagnose you and everything. I was like, no, I'm weak. I can't stand up, being a last born. She was like, oh, I'm sorry, because that was the first time I was, for in a long while, I'm leaving her side. You know, she said, I'm sorry, I can't come. I cannot come physically. What do you want me to do? My mother was saying, you need to manage yourself. Oh, you have to be strong for yourself. You know, you are the only one there. There's nobody. That is how it is. So this is empowerment. Empowerment will tell you that you have to be strong for yourself. You need to make certain decision. You need to make certain transition. That is somebody empowering you. Like as I'm doing now, I'm telling you that you need to get soft skills. You need to get the right skill set. You need to get a versatile skill set. You need to get a skill you're acquiring should be a skill that is remote, so you can enable you to work from anywhere you are. I'm empowering you with the knowledge. I'm not telling you everything is going to be all right in 10 years time to come, in 5 years time. I'm telling you that everything will not be all right until you position yourself well, in such a way that you brace up for what is coming. You upscale. So but somebody keep telling you, "Oh, don't worry, you'll be fine, you'll be all right." For me, I feel like you are lying to the person. That's giving the person a false hope. You don't need to. Tell them, honey, if you don't get up, take your shower and go to the hospital and get diagnosed, you won't know what is happening to you. You will not be all right. Tell them that, oh, my darling, if you have fresh ginger, what is it that is wrong with you? If you've got fresh ginger or you've got this, if you know what is wrong with the person, if you just tell them that, okay, if you go eat good food, if you go outside for a walk, if you go drink water, if you hydrate properly, if you do a little bit of exercise, you may be all right or you could be all right. That is empowerment. But telling the person, oh, don't worry, you'll be fine, you'll be fine. That is you giving them false hope. So, and a lot of people don't like me because they feel like I'm too harsh. So even in my family, I don't care if you like me or don't like me, but sometimes I need to be raw. You need somebody to tell you that if you don't make a decision, if you don't do something different, you will keep sinking in that situation you are. And as I say it to you, I'm also saying it to myself. And this is not to brag about myself, but everybody has got strengths and um weaknesses. I see some of my friends saying, "Oh, you are brave. Oh, you are confident. I love your confidence." It didn't start like this. Most times, it's when you are chucked in the deep end. You have to this instinct. There's this invisible wings that comes from nowhere. That you tell yourself, if I don't swim out of this mess I'm gonna drown. And you just find out you begin to swim, you begin to do things, and people will not say, "Oh, you are brave." And in my head, I'm like, no, I just made a decision and I commit to it because I know sometimes some people will suffer from my consequences of not being able to make a decision. When people say they are stuck, it just means that they don't want to make a decision. And some people are afraid to make a decision because one thing about life is that for every decision you make, there is a consequences attached to it. But the unfortunate thing is that we don't get to choose the consequences of our decision. So when you are making a decision, you have to be very careful because of the consequences. So some people fear the consequences of it, so they don't make a decision. But forgetting that not making a decision is also a decision because you have chosen not to do anything different. For those who are biblical, there's a story in the Bible that said, I forgot the man's name. A prophet was sent to a man and say, "Put your house in order because I'm coming to take your life." And the man turned to the wall and said, praying. That was a decision he made. If he hadn't made that decision, he the death will come. But he turned to the wall and started praying. And according to Bible record, they say more years was added to his life. So when someone say, "Oh, there's gonna be a pandemic, or there's gonna be an inflation, there's gonna be food shortages," what are you doing to make sure that you are not chucked in the deep end? It's a decision only you can make. If someone is saying AI is going to replace a lot of jobs, our jobs, what are you doing in today's day and age with your time, with your smartphone, with your social media, with your resources to make sure that you stay afloat? It's your decision. It's a decision you have to make. Oh, some people is weight loss. They want to be on the weight loss because they want to be healthy. Health is wealth. So it's not a bad thing. But what decision are you making to achieve that? I remember last year, I saw my picture last year. I laughed. I said, God, I said, honey, why didn't you tell me I was this big? He was just laughing. I said, when I started feeling pains, I said, I had this discomfort, my joint and everything. Even right now, I'm feeling pain, but because I'm so passionate in what I want to do, I just I'm just screaming and shouting as if the pain is not there again. And I looked back at some of the old picture food I was eating. The quantity I was eating was too much for what I was doing. Too much carbohydrate. It's not a rocket science. When I said cutting out some of reducing this quantity and the carbohydrate and everything, and finding out that, oh, some of this bread and this flour gluten is not well fermented. That is one thing. Cutting out the sugar, not even the fatty food, like the way they will say stop the buttermilk, cream and cheese. No, it's the carbohydrate, because it's storing up as energy. It breaks down to glucose. When I got to the root of the issue, and thanks to Barbara O'Neill, I cover most of her this thing on YouTube here, you know. And I was like, "Who?" And I started doing exercise. And she talked. I bought her book. I got her book given to me by Richard Vobes. Thank you, Richard Vobes. I didn't buy. I wanted to buy, but Richard said no, but don't buy. He gifted it to me. Three of Barbara O'Neill's book. Thank you, Richard Vobes and Julia. I love you. So I started reading Barbara O'Neill's book. I read it like my life depended on it. And she called it sustain me principle. She said you cannot do one and leave the other. You cannot start cutting the amount of food you eat and then you are not exercising. Yesterday I was saying to my partner, he was like, "Oh, I need to cut that." Then I said, "Honey, the problem is that once you get your body is made up of muscles and tissues. Once a muscle is enlarged and you are shrinking it, you need to do workout to tighten back your muscles. You can't let nobody deceive you and say if you do detox, that thing will go. You need to tighten back that muscle that have been enlarged. So, and I was like, you cannot talk about the principles of health and not talk about nutrition, talk about exercise. No, 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 no. Now you're deceiving yourself. Or talk about mindfulness, the need to socialize. You are deceiving yourself. Community, being part of a community, going out to engage with people physically, not just online, face to face conversation. You see your neighbor, oh, good morning, my neighbor. How was your night? How this? You join communities, you gist and you chat. Your brain, you can able to hold conversation. It helps. What's wrong? Getting listen. So guys, I'll be rounding up now. Nearly 50 minutes. I'll be rounding up. So I hope this my live stream is able to impact you in one way or the other. And if not, share your thoughts. If yes, leave your comment and I will reply. Thank you guys. Thank you everyone for listening. I appreciate. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You are the best. You are the best. You are the best. You are the best. I know this time I am here. A lot of people may be at the workplace. That is a means to an end, and subsequently I'll be coming frequently online to keep sharing and encouraging us and empowering us, not just empowering us to live the best, to be the best. Not You're not living life of competition or who is biggest, who is this, but when you are growing, you're making progress, you're growing, you're all that. So thank you everyone. Thank you. Give this video like, share it so that more people can see and come. I love you all. OG Speaks here and Lifestyle. Bye.